Zen Koans Mountain's Wild Fox. GG2. When Baijiang gave a talk, an old man was always there, listening with the others. When they left, he left too. One day, he stayed behind. Baijiang asked, "Who are you, standing here in front of me?" The old man said, "It's true, I am not a human being. Eons ago, in the time of Kashyapa Buddha, I was a priest living on this mountain." The student asked, "Is it an enlightened person subject to cause and effect or not?" I replied, "Someone like that doesn't fall into cause and effect. Because of this I have been reborn as a fox for 500 lives. Now I beg you to say a turning word and release me from this wild fox's body." Then he asked, "Is an enlightened person subject to cause and effect or not?" Baijiang said, "You don't cut the chains of cause and effect." At these words, the old man was deeply enlightened. He bowed and said, "I've been released from my fox's body. The body is on the other side of this mountain. I implore you, perform for me the funeral for a priest." Baijiang had the duty monk strike the white gavel and announce to the community that after the meal there would be a funeral for a priest. Everyone wondered about this, because they were all healthy and no one was sick in the infirmary. After the meal, Baijiang led the assembly to the foot of a cliff on the other side of the mountain. He used his staff to poke out a dead fox. Then he cremated the body according to the rules. When Baijiang went to teach that evening, he explained the whole story. Wang Bo asked him. The man from ancient times gave a mistaken answer Chang said. Come up close and I'll tell you. Guang Po went up and slapped Bai Chang. Bai Chang clapped his hands, laughed and said, I thought I was a red-bearded barbarian, but here's a guy who's even more of a red-bearded barbarian. The verse, not subject, not cutting the chains, two faces of the same die. Not cutting the chains, not subject, 1,000 regrets, 10,000 regrets. From gateless gate to gaze to. Zen Koan Bai Chang's box GG2 PS8. Whenever Bai Chang gave a talk, an old man was there listening. When the people left, he left too. One day, he stayed behind. Who are you? Asked the teacher. The old man said, It's true. I'm not a human being. In a previous universe, in the time of a different Buddha, I was the abbot on this mountain. A student asked, Does an enlightened person fall under the law of cause and effect? No, I said. Someone like that doesn't fall under the law of cause and effect. Because of this, I have been reborn 500 times as a fox. Please, will you say your turning word for me? Bai Chang said, You don't cut the chains of cause and effect. At these words, the old man had a great awakening. From the Gateless Gate, Case 2, and Book of Serenity, Case 8. audience 3 barriers: MK74, BCR13, BCR100. A. What is in? Snow, snow. Snow in a silver bowl. B. What is the way the clearly enlightened person falls into a well? C. What is the blown hair sword each branch of coral holds up the moon? A silver bowl piled with snow is case 13 of the Blue Cliff record. The blown hair sword is case 100, and case 13. Paling actually asked, what is Kanadeva's school? Referring to Kanadeva, who was the 15th ancestor of Indian Buddhism. Here, the school of Kanadeva just means jam or Zen. Swords were tested for sharpness by blowing a hair across them. If the hair fell in two, the sword was sharp. These 3 questions and answers are listed in the commentary to case 13 of the Blue Cliff record. Paling studied with the Grand Master Yunmen, and when you had an awakening, it was the custom to present a poem to the teacher. Paling was nicknamed the Mouth for his eloquence. Instead of a poem, he offered these 3 koans to his teacher. Yunmen responded, on the anniversary of my death, just recite these 3 turning words, and you will have repaid my kindness in full. After Yunnan died, Paling used these koans as a memorial service each year. From BZI, Miscellaneous Koans, Case 74. Zen Koan A-Z's miracle. Banke was approached by a priest who boasted that his master possessed miraculous powers. This master could take a brush and write Amida in the air, and the word would appear on a sheet of paper in the distance. Challenged to equal this, is that when I feel hungry I eat, and when I feel thirsty I drink. From 大主不为海, the record of questions asked by disciples from everywhere. Zen Koans, be a tiger in the mountains. Once its heart is grasped, you're like a dragon gaining the water, like a tiger taking to the mountains. From Fukanza Zengi, bracket, Dogen. Zen Koans, Blue Dragon's Cave, BCR 3. For 20 years I have struggled fiercely. How many times have I gone down to the Blue Dragon's Cave for you? By Xue Dou, from his commentary on Ma's sun phase, moon phase Buddha, Blue Cliff Record, Case 3. What is the first principle of the holy teaching? Bodhidharma said, vast emptiness, nothing holy. Who are you, standing here in front of me? Asked the emperor. I don't know, said Bodhidharma. The emperor didn't understand. Bodhidharma crossed the river and went into the kingdom of Wei. Later, the emperor asked Duke Chi about this. The duke said, Your Majesty, do you know who that was? I don't know, said the emperor. That was the Bodhisattva Kuan Yin, bringing the mind seal of the Buddha. The emperor was filled with regret and wanted to send a messenger to ask Bodhidharma to come back. The duke said, There's no point, Your Majesty. Even if everyone in the country went after him, he wouldn't return. From Blue Cliff Record, Case 1, and Book of Serenity, Case 2. Translated by John Tarrant and Joan Sutherland. Zen Koan. Bodhidharma comes and goes. MK 43. A. Bodhidharma was last seen heading back to India, wearing one sandal. Why did he return to India? B. Someone comes to you in a dream and asks you why Bodhidharma came for the West. If you don't know the answer, you fail your responsibility. What will you say? C. Bodhidharma's relics are in front of the gate. Go get them and bring them here. From PZI Miscellaneous Koans, Case 43. Zen Koans. Bodhidharma sets the mind to rest. GG 41. The student said, My mind is not at rest, I beg you. Please put it to rest. Bodhidharma said, Bring me your friend and I will set it to rest. The student said, I have searched for mind and cannot find it. Bodhidharma said, There, I have put it to rest. From Gateless Gate, Case 41. Zen Koan. Zen Koan. Bodhidharma's vast emptiness. BCR1, PS2. Emperor Wu asked the great teacher Bodhidharma, "What is the first principle of the holy teaching?" Bodhidharma said, "Vast emptiness, vast emptiness, nothing holy." "Who are you, standing here in front of me?" asked the emperor. "I don't know," said Bodhidharma. The emperor didn't understand. From Blue Cliff Record Case 1 and Book of Serenity Case 2. Translation by John Tarrant and Joan Sutherland. Titled Bodhidharma, the Buddha Heart Emperor and the Magical Duke. Zen Koan, Bodhisattva of Compassion. Archetype: Guan Yin. She is the Bodhisattva of great mercy, who hears the cries of the world. Ancient Sanskrit called her Avalokiteshvara, the embodied compassion of all Buddhas. Some myths say she has 1,000 hands and eyes. Others whisper she was the mother of the Buddha. Yet her true nature goes beyond her many names and faces. She is part of the very fabric of the universe itself. By John Tarrant Roshi. Zen Koan, Bodhisattva Vows. The 10 Bodhisattva Vows. I vow not to kill. I vow not to steal. I vow not to misuse sex. I vow not to lie. I vow not to misuse drugs or intoxicants. I vow not to gossip. I vow not to praise myself at the expense of others. I vow not to be stingy. I vow not to use anger. I vow not to disparage the teaching or my companions on the way. From BZI Vows as Koans. Zen Koan. Bodhisattvas, come eat your rice. BCR 74. Every day at wasn't being kind-hearted. Later, a student asked Changxing. In the old days, someone said, "Bodhisattvas, come and eat your food." What did he mean? Chongqing replied, "That's a blessing for the meal." From Blue Cliff Record, case number 74. Translated by John Tarrant and Joan Sutherland, titled Jinyu Dances Before the Meal. Zen Koan. Buddha has no country. PS 68. A student asked Jiashan, "What if you sweep away the dust and see the Buddha?" Jiashan said, "You have to wield your sword. If you don't, you'll be like a fisherman stuck in a tangle of reeds, unable to catch a single fish." The student then asked Shi Shuang, "What if you sweep away the dust and see the Buddha?" Shi Shuang said, "The Buddha has no country. Where will you meet her? Where will you meet her?" The student reported this to Jiashan. Jiashan stepped up to the rostrum and said, "As far as gardening tools go, Shi Shuang is inferior to me. But for discourse on the deepest reality, he's 100 steps ahead of me." Book of Serenity, case 68. Zen Koan, Buddha's Hand, MK 16A. How is my hand like the Buddha's hand, playing guitar in the moonlight? From Wang Long Huinan's 3 turning words. A. How is my hand like the Buddha's hand? B. How is my leg like a donkey's leg? C. In the world of karma, everyone has a birthplace. What is yours? From BZI MKK 16, Gateless Gate 49, and Tangling Vines. Zen Koan. Buffalo through the window, GG 38. Utsu said, "It is like a buffalo jumping through a window. Its head, its horns and forelegs all pass through. Why can't its tail pass through?"